Are you an entrepreneur or a small business owner who's already experiencing success in your company, but is actually drowning in 60+ hour work weeks? If you want me to show you one surprising solution that winds up cutting your hours in half, you want to stick around to the end. More on that in a moment. My name is Miguel Chavez, and for years I saw firsthand what I thought being a business owner was supposed to look like. My parents owned a couple of restaurants when I was young. A blessing, I was able to experience what hard work, determination, grit all look like every single day of my life. But the curse, the more successful the restaurants became, the busier they got. The more revenue they generated, the more headaches and problems, and worse yet, the less time we had as a family. Over time, family dinners, family time, even holidays were at the restaurant. It was the business running then. And although I couldn't put a word on it yet, I knew that there had to be something better, a better way to own the company without it having to own you. From this, I promised myself I would never be enslaved to a job or a business, and I would always make it to my kids' games and be present outside of work. I knew it was going to come down to leveraging my time. It was going to require me to become an expert at finding and creating solutions and technology so that the amount of energy and time I was putting into the company, my input, always allowed the output, revenue, quality, quantity to continue to increase. In short, when I became that guy within the company that could continually increase production without increasing teams, hours, or labor, I became so in demand that promotion just kept coming right after another. In fact, it didn't take long for the word to get out that this was my thing. I began having friends, colleagues, and other companies reach out to me so I could share my secret sauce. Moving from struggling to growing to scaling far quicker than they imagined. I've heard the same story hundreds of times. You desperately crave more family time so you can stop missing your kids' games, activities. You're seeking more peace of mind so that you can stop stressing about what's happening with the business when you're not there. But unfortunately, you continue to struggle with being present with your loved ones during nights, weekends, vacation, important family events. Believe me, there's lots of hard-working business owners out there, and they're usually their worst enemy. Grinding, head downs, pouring their hearts and souls into the business while their families paying close attention to where the real priority and focus is placed, not on them, but on the business. All business owners never know. The more they chase money, the more difficult it is to make money. As long as I'm making money, I'm winning. Problem is, there's no guardrails to measure against. So we keep working more hours to make more money. Work an extra couple hours this evening. Of course. Run into the office for a few hours over the weekend. Let's do it. Suddenly, we're not only working 50+ hours. We begin to feel more and more of the friction between ourselves and our business. Customer supporting our clients means we can't have a weekend away. And listen to what I'm saying. Once we begin associating pain to our business, it's the start to a really bad cycle. We begin avoiding sales and marketing because it means more hours, more headaches, more time away from the family. But here's the real problem. You've likely built a good paying job for yourself, but it's not a business. Well, a business that can thrive and actually grow on its own. You're becoming increasingly uncertain on what to do next. So decisions are taking longer because you're beginning to not trust yourself. Worse, you've convinced yourself that the most reasonable way to keep expensive down is to do more things yourself. So now you're not only getting paid to do a job you've created for yourself, but you're working ridiculous hours for less and less pay. Let me ask you a few questions and see if it sounds like you. Do you look at these business owners living these amazing lives, driving these amazing cars, taking long and incredible vacations, and wonder what they're doing differently? Do you sometimes secretly hope you don't get more clients or more business because you are already so behind, and more sales simply equals more time and pain for you? Do you ever spend money on your business to get it to grow, and even though it does grow, you are stuck with the same amount of profit or even less profit? Do you ever wonder why there seems to be other people with bigger businesses and they have more time than you? More time with the family? More time for vacations? More time to relax? Let me share what I see happening all the time. Business owners, I imagine like you, believe that to grow, you need to start working longer hours so you can be committed to your business. If you aren't willing to grind, you will never grow that company. However, this is not true. Being committed to your business does not mean the number of hours, but rather being committed to working on the business, not in the business. Working on how to scale your business, not working more hours in the business. You want to grow your retail business revenue, so you believe you're required to open another store, another location. If you have more storefronts, you'll be able to grow your reach and have more revenue. In a growth model, this is true. However, in a scale model, you don't need to increase your overhead to increase revenue. I also hear that in order to grow, you need to work your people harder. After all, the harder they work, the more you'll be able to get out of them and therefore have more time for yourself. But if you choose to do this, not only will you burn out your people, you'll actually lower the quality of the work they do. You need to remove yourself from the system, program, and business. If you are the business, you're bound to hit a ceiling, which most likely you already have. By removing, you will be able to work on the business instead of in the business. You'll also need to reframe how you look at your business. Usually our clients have a very detailed way on how to grow their business, another 20%, 40% in the next year. They are so locked in on how they should grow that they never take the time to evaluate what they think their business could be. Start asking new questions that force you to look at your business not how it is, but envisioning on how it could be. By asking bigger and scarier questions, you get to solve bigger issues. Bigger issues produce bigger results. You need to provide a product or a service that is not tied to man hours. In other words, a service or a product that is implemented once and does not need to be modified a lot to serve more clients. You need to look at what you are wasting your time and effort on. The 80-20 rule explains this clearly. 80% of your results come from 20% of your efforts, and the other 20% of your results take 80% of your time and effort. Reduce the waste and increase what's working. Simplify what you offer.